bunch of our guys from the QL Syndicate. Let's just check what's good with you. React with emoji if you hear me well. If you are ready, by the way, I don't think you're ready because something really huge coming. So yeah, just the emoji to the space to fire it up. And before we get started, I'll also ask you one more thing, which is our type of the mantra, I would say. Just to scroll, yeah, just to scroll down, and there are so many people already doing this. They're dropping some bombs, which is LFGs. So LFGs are sending us all the way to the very all-time highs. This space. Let me also write it down. LFG. So guys, open this comment section down below. It's your right below corner. And right there, three letters LFG. That stands for Let's Fucking Go. As so many great things are gonna be dropped today. And yeah, just waiting for the folks to join. We're gonna be having Ton Foundation today. We'll talk about the ecosystem projects like StoneFi. We're gonna be talking also what's what and the wipe check with Stone Stakers. These guys are like paving right now the consumer crypto, which is pretty cool just to learn, just to hear from the front lines, from the actual battlefield, like how's it going and what they're up to. That's incredible. And also, as we go, just don't be so shy to ask any questions in the chat. So if you feel like you're a bit lost or you like need some more explanation about specific topics, just open your comments and drop the question there because we're gonna be also given some rewards as this space is sponsored by the brands who are gonna be just given some fire on stage. So drop the comments, drop your best questions, and give it up to the space because I gotta promise you guys, next 1 hour will be very intense and full of alpha. So forget about anything else. Do prepare a cup of tea. Do prepare a couple of coffee. Or maybe if you drink something heavier, maybe you can also shout for that. So and now we are getting ready slowly but steadily. Let's do some quick wipes check in. So I'm seeing here on stage Victor. Yo, my man, how's it going?
GM, going good. Thank you for having me. And yeah, happy to join you. It's been an incredible day. And for everyone doesn't know me, it's a big pleasure to meet you. I'm Global Community Lead at Ton, and let's get it started.
Let's get it started, man. Thank you so much for the intro. Yeah, this day hasn't finished yet, and there is so much things to come as well. We also see that Ton blockchain and Ton community is joining. And just a quick wipe check in as well with StoneFi. How's it going, guys? What's up with you?
Hey, you hear me well?
Absolutely, loud and clear.
Perfect. Yeah, going well. I'm Ethan. I'm head of developer relations and the grant fund at StonFi. I have a really cool job where I get to work with all the builders in the TON ecosystem that need to do DeFi or any mechanics that involve a DEX. And for those who don't know StonFi, we are the lead swap different TON Jayton tokens, add to pools to earn yield. So it's great to be here.
Amazing stuff. Just drop a follow to era where we so badly need these AI things to work smoothly, to onboard people seamlessly. And yeah, that's what we are up for. Now, I also see here Ton Foundation, Ton Blockchain. What is up, folks? What's up with you?
Well, from Ton blockchain page, that's also
All
me,
right, you're
joined
gonna
from
be taking
another
the lead.
device. And yeah, from Ton community page, it's Jacob. So I don't know if he has a minute to say hi. Jacob, are you here?
Yeah, I've just put Jacob on stage. Welcome to the stage, Jacob. Yeah, let's get your info as well.
Yo, sir, are you with us? Yeah, trenches
Gotcha.
these days are so busy, man. People are not even replying. Jacob, do you hear us loud and clear? We got you in the
Hi,
mic.
hi, hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Oh,
Welcome
okay.
in.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I was connecting, and I thought that mentioned the Ton blockchain page, not community page. But yeah, I am Jacob, and I'm behind the Ton community page. So every day, what you can see on the timeline, so it's me behind
Yeah,
this
yeah.
profile.
No
So yeah,
problem. You just gonna be able now on this space to show
okay,
the
okay,
all-time
great.
high of
Thanks for
ton.
having me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No
Yeah,
I
problem.
see
guys, let
Victor,
me
I see
just
Ton Stakers, I see Stonefight. So yeah, hi guys, and shout out to everyone to be here, who is here.
shout out
So
the
yeah.
packed stage. While we are getting ready to kick it off fully, let me ask you, Victor, to accept a co-host invite for Ton for the Ton account, so that I can put more people from our KO syndicate on stage to be rocking with us
Dude,
today.
today's stage is so fire, man. It's super
It's
packed up, and I wish
absolutely
Elon
crazy.
Musk, Elon Musk was like coding his like back end to allow like give a mic to at least 10 or 15 people on stage, because now it seems like not very enough space for such a huge doers with us here today. By the way, guys, for all of you who recently joined, just do take 1 second. It literally takes 1 second. Open the comment section down below and right there LFG. It sends the space to the absolutely moon and above. Just right there LFG. That's our mantra. And without any further ados, yeah, we're gonna be roasting. We're gonna be cooking hard on the stage today. Just write there the comment and tune in, buckle up, prepare your best question, because we're going to be actively also looking into the comment section just to check what's what you guys want to be digging deeper into. And yeah, let's fucking go.
Awesome. Yeah, let me just take this moment to remind you that we are running a campaign where you can actively participate. So look into the post to share in the reward pool that we are running for today's space with the Ton Fam Plus KO Syndicate. So yeah, don't miss out on this opportunity. Just a quick mention that you can uh, yeah, you can go home from today's gathering with a nice pool share. So definitely check it out. But right now we are joined by one of the key altcoin ecosystems out there, with pretty much an outlet into 1 billion people out there. And yeah, thank you very much, guys, for your time today on stage, and also to our community and KO community, KO Syndicate, for riding in this space with us today. Because quite frankly, there is lots of interesting topics and questions to discuss regarding the town ecosystem, regarding the Q4 ahead of us, because this is going to be, it feels like it's going to be glorious. And I guess we got all the intros from projects specifically on stage here. Did we get one from Ton Stakers as well? Did I miss it? Because I was sending out pings.
No, no, we
Did you
should, we
guys?
should, we should just yeah, pick it
So
up, guys, and go
absolutely,
ahead with your intro.
let's jump to Ton Stakers as well.
Good morning, good afternoon, good everyone who's thinking. Bull Run is here and back. Happy to join. My name is Kiwi and I'm part of Tone Stickers. Top liquid staking on Tone. So eventually you stake your Tone and enjoy your yield using TS Tone Hero as additional boost for your yield and staking rewards. Happy to be here. Happy to discuss more on what's coming next, what's cooking above, and maybe reaching the moon yet very soon.
Awesome. Love your energy. Let's, I guess, maybe get a quick round of mic checks from our dear KO Syndicate brothers. I mean, DeFi with Ben and BMs as well, and everybody on stage. What's up? I guess let me just set the order. Let's start with BMs and Ben, my brother. Let's go.
Yo, 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 GM, Cryptorcy, Vlad, everybody on the stage. Shout out to Ton Community for pulling up. This is about to be a great space, everybody. Hit that like, repost, drop a comment, pull up on the stage, ask questions. Let's get it.
Awesome. And then, brother, what's going on for you?
Hey guys, sorry I wasn't around last week. I actually missed the space it completely. I actually spaced out about the space and then found out afterwards when I got a DM, like, where were you? Pleased to be back. Really shameless doing this. But Ton, when follow, fam?
To who? To who exactly?
To Ton. It'd be nice if I had a follow from them.
Okay. You tweet often about Ton on the timeline?
I haven't for a
How
while, but then I haven't been
how
as
many
active the last
tweets
little
did
while.
did you read about Ton in the last week? Let me go check that
Not
from
the
Ton
last
blockchain
week
profile.
because I've done 4 tweets in the last week. I've been AFK.
Well, it's just Ton page would not discover your page if you don't write about Ton in the last like some
I'll
time
make sure I
in
tweet about
particular.
you
So
more.
that's it's just we haven't seen your content on the timeline. So it's a good question, but the first step is to get us to see your content on the timeline, so we could see you and follow you. Engage, drop replies, retweets, quote tweets. We actually
Yeah.
often reshare things from the Ton community page. If you pay attention, there is a lot of content daily from all the different community members. So we do pay attention. Don't get me wrong. That's what I'm trying to say.
By the way, on the topic of posting about and along with Ton, your intern is doing a great job engaging the content that's out there involving Ton. So kudos to Ton account intern. Yeah, great job. Yeah, let me just ask. I can see that Ton Foundation account dropped out of space for some reason. Let me put Ton Community into the co-host seat right now so I can invite
Sure,
Dawn
let me
on
accept.
stage as well. Yeah, and we will be kicking up with our warm
Before we
up right
get going,
now.
bro, my phone is in the freezer right now because it's heating up, bro. This is about to be alpha space, so you know what I mean, bro. Whenever there's alpha being dropped,
BMS.
bro, phones heat up.
I heard that new iPhone will not have this problem anymore, that they've done something with this heating issue. I've been complaining for the same reason as you. I feel you. I mean, my phone
Bro, I'm on the
is better
15 Pro
heater than
Max.
my heater at home.
Yeah, I feel that, bro. But guess what? In 2 days I do go to the Apple store and get my 17 Pro. Let's go. I'm about to be on the spaces. No heating up. No freezer, bro. I'm in the freezer, bro. My head is in the freezer right now. Can't make this up, bro.
Awesome. Yeah, we are. I guess we are ready to be cooking hard. We got Ton Community in the co-host seat. Dawn, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the stage. Thank you for jumping on this train, runaway train. Quite frankly, today. What's good?
Yo, GM, everyone. It's a pleasure to see Tom community out here. It's always a pleasure to hop on the spaces every week. Tons of alpha, no pun intended. So, looking forward to the space, looking forward to the alphas that will be dropped. GM Vlad, it's a pleasure to see BMS here again. The regular faces on the space. Pleasure, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, ready to melt faces. No, not to be that type of violent, but let's get cooking. I guess let me just plunge us into what's going on in the market right now, and yeah, having an altcoin um, ecosystem, the likes of the Tom blockchain and Tom community, it's a huge occasion to, take a peek into what's going on and what's the mood and what's the bullish vibes, for, altcoin communities that are ready to send it. Basically, following the name of our today's space, we are getting ready to send it for a lot of meaningful ecosystems. And yep, it's not a secret that we got that rate cut yesterday by the U.S. Fed. We are already seeing the implications, the green wave on chart. So pretty huge. We also got BNB at 1,000. So we are pretty much, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but this sort of altcoin ATH season is quite upon us. But also in terms of it is true in terms of very specific communities that are cooking, very specific altcoin ecosystems that are cooking, and obviously Ton is one of those with great integrations, with great UX, and yeah. So without further ado, without being long-winded here, what do you guys are getting from what are your feelings from today's and rather yesterday's news for this much anticipated rate cut in Q4. Yeah, let me just, I guess that's a kind of a tradition right now. Let me throw the mic to Vlad to kick it off to get you into the energy, and then we will, yeah, talk it out the way you guys just unmute yourselves or raise your hand. Doesn't matter. So, Vlad, let's start with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So every time we expect rate cuts to come, and every time it happens, people are just going absolutely bananas. You see, crypto Twitter is booming. You see, everyone is like, because we used to see all this animal spirit picks up kind of when we are getting like easier in terms of the rate cuts. So we got this 50 basic points shaved off completely, and now there are some coins are approaching all-time highs. We are seeing that the kind of spirit of the true builders are back in the room, and that's quite important to all of the people who are trying to kick off their startups, who are trying to get up from the ground, as well as for up and running projects too, because that's very great when you like building your narrative into the market who's ready to accept you, meaning that there's enough liquidity, there is attention peeling again to crypto. There are people saying, oh, you know what is the coins I should be aping into today? Instead of like, hey, I'm out of crypto, we are not going to be approaching all-time highs, it's all done, and I'm going to find some cope elsewhere. And that's like pretty cool, because we used to say that timing is the main marketing in crypto, and if you do build the best type of things, if you are trying to accelerate fast, if you're building everything right, following the blueprint, but just the timing is not there yet, so most of the times you're missing out, right? Because there's a famous saying, it you would rather be kind of a bit late to the trend that is going very insanely than being super early, and so the market is not there yet and you like entered in and haven't seen enough exposure, so that's why you quit. And also speaking on behalf of Cryptocurrency Ventures, where we are baking and scaling projects in crypto, helping startups, advising them, accelerating quite a lot of companies, different categories, different niches, like profiles from RWAs to InfoFi, from some stable coins to like deep infra layer one, layer twos. We like see that historically Q4 has been the time to go for the rock and roll. And all of the teams, they were building very hard and struggling a lot, going through thick and thin during the summertime, whereby everything is kind of dry, but it's not that dry as we expected it to be, because summer hit pretty dope. So I'm overall very bullish in terms of what's happening right now. And Jerome Powell, with all this 50 BPS kind of shaved off, are giving some more optimism to the market participants, which is very cool. And now we are already exceeded 50. We are now sitting at the neutral fear and greed index, which is like something that tells people like, is it like good time right now to build, to scale, to buy, to accelerate, to do whatever type of things. And like for the human eye, green is way better than red. So green is a new sexy to an extent. This is like what we see from our community of builders, and those guys who are actively participating in the trenches. There's a bunch of stuff happening around internet markets. There's a bunch of stuff happening around creator coins, as well as the different use cases. But the like we were talking about this last space and the space before the last space, that consumer crypto is like the biggest unlock of liquidity, the biggest unlock of the actual revenues, which is quite important, in this market. And like every market, every business is supposed to be the business, and business generates the cash. It's not a charity organization, like maybe in some rare cases. So overall, timing is here. If Jerome Powell decides, and I wish and I hope these fellas decide to do a couple of more rate cuts during this year, during this upcoming quarter four, well, great, bravo, bravo, and yeah, we are super happy.
Yeah, guys, take it over from here. Are we not delusional anymore? Nobody can tell us that we are delusional anymore for this altcoin season that is specifically, I guess, tailored to meaningful ecosystems like Ton. And yeah, guys, from the Ton side, feel free to jump in on this one, and yeah, let's discuss that before we jump into our main topics.
I remember the reason for the rate cut delay. I remember in the news was the fear of inflation it could cause. So that is a good sign that they're not fearing that. But also, if you think about it too, if this does cut from the tariffs and there is some type of inflation that occurs, where does people put their money after that, right? Usually it's gold, Bitcoin, which involves more in crypto. So it could be an interesting play here to see how the economy will move forward after these rate cuts and if a few more come up. But I just wanted to make that input there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just take it over for a bit. Just to mention that we've been seeing institutions and big investors scooping BTC, then Ethereum. We are in the 4500s. Solana is eyeing ATH. Sorry. Um, are we entering this altcoin season across every? I just mentioned that, but it's important across every meaningful ecosystem because I guess nobody expects a sweeping alt season the way we used to see it like in the previous cycles. It looks like we are getting into this territory of people coming for all the rest of the market, all the great altcoin ecosystem. Sorry, right now with this cut, with this regulatory clarity, to be quite frank. But yeah, so I would really like to get your input on this very specific vibe that maybe I'm personally getting from this rate cut and the directions and the direction for Q4 right now.
I think it's going to be actually a pretty interesting journey. And I mean, if we check the dominance of the Bitcoin versus the altcoins, there's been some movement, but it's still there is a lot of concentration currently on the Bitcoin, especially from the governments, banks, pension funds, ETFs, etc. And what's interesting is the dynamic that altcoins, as we call them, also entering the scene of very similar financial instruments in the global financial world. So yeah, we will see how's that gonna go, but so far it seems pretty interesting and pretty positive for the crypto industry.
Guys, any more takes on this specific question, this specific topic before we move on? Yeah, Ben, let's
Yeah,
go.
usually,
Let's.
So I got a
usually
Yeah,
when
yeah.
message
there's
from a
Let's
friend
start
of
with
mine
you. Get
yesterday.
some.
Oh, we got the
hello,
rate cuts and nothing's
hello,
happened.
hello, hello.
Sorry.
Can
Let's
you hear
let's
me?
let's let's go with Ben and then BMs. You guys just unmuted yourselves at the same time. Ben, how about it?
Hey, sorry. So I got a message from a friend yesterday. The rate cuts happened, but nothing's happened with the markets. It's like, mate, it's been 3 hours. Give it some time. Like, the markets need to react to things. Stop worrying. Things will happen. This is bullish for us. This is what we've been waiting for. Oh, no, I don't think it's going to happen. And he was so negative because he's been expecting negativity. He genuinely worked himself into a mood about it. Whereas I was sitting there like, print time, let's go.
So I was gonna say, you know, usually September has been pretty good for altcoins compared to Bitcoin. Uh, we just gotta watch out for the dominance to drop. You know, uh, if it drops like maybe 15, 10%, I mean that would be a clear sign because we've seen it happen before where 2017, 18 went from like 80% to like 40%, and then 2021 it was like 70% to 40%. We see like a drastic change in Bitcoin dominance. That's a clear signal that altcoin season is upon us.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Um, yeah, Don. Let's get your take as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question. I think anyone from the Ton ecosystem can go for it. So we've seen the rate cuts. Definitely, we're going to see risk in appetite in traditional markets, and um, we're going to see institutions rotating back into alts. So I guess my question is Ton engaging with, VCs, funds, maybe big fintech players who now see crypto as, a higher yield play relative to bonds? Is there like gonna be a plan to engage with these people, probably like bring more liquidity into the Ton ecosystem? I guess that was my question.
I mean, in terms of VCs, it's been not that long time ago that there's been a big list of the very notable US based VCs and the global ones that are holding ton on their balance sheet. And there has been also quite recently, I think it's a month or two, maximum, that the Coinbase ventures also hold some ton coin on their balance sheet. And answering more direct in terms of some other financial steps that are happening around Ton, I think it's very important to highlight that there has been now two treasury asset companies that have been accumulating Ton. One of them is the TonX, Ton Strategy. And I actually have written a very detailed thread at the first ever chairman's message to the public, breaking down what's happening there. But they are targeting to accumulate 5% of the supply and want to be the first digital treasury asset company that gonna surpass this threshold. And there's many other interesting aspects that you can see within it. But in short, yes, there are quite amount of things that are happening in this regard. And if you read through the stratum, which the full presentation, the full message, it will give you a lot of reference as well to what is happening. I pinned that to the top, so you should be able to see in a second.
Yeah, by the way, guys, let me remind you that we have our Jumbotron up there. If you show us something or talking about something, you can use the Jumbotron to your advantage and pin your tweets as you wish. Yeah. So while we are, yeah. Sorry, Victor. Did you finish your message right now?
No, I've mainly been just looking for the post to pin, but I also wanted to say that the Tone Strategy company is a Nasdaq listed company that's recently undergo the change of its ticker from $verb to TONX. And you can go and check it out yourself and watch the full message in case you've missed it before. It also includes somewhere closer to the end of a thread the list of the VCs and investors in Tom who hold Toncoin on their balance sheet, so you can see all this information accessible to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the question and the answer, Victor. I guess Don actually segued myself as your host, yours truly, into the question I wanted and just general topic I wanted to bring up. Um, the thing is, while I was preparing to this space with you guys, this news struck that SEC is greenlighting generic listing standards. So we are looking at possibly more ETF filings, easier ones for that matter, for I guess a bunch of altcoins. But in the Ton team, Ton ecosystem specifically, uh, are there more bullish vibes for more ETFs out there for Ton right now? Obviously, we have a bunch of ETPs right now for Ton, but in terms of ETFs, it just happened as I was drafting this agenda. So, what do you guys? How are you guys feeling about Ton ETFs right now?
So in terms of the ETFs, I'm not sure that there is any context that I could share at all because that's not something that I'm personally aware of or working toward with. And then, from listening and reading a lot of what Manuel Stotz, the chairman of the Ton Strategy, says, he believes that the strategy companies, similar to what Michael Saylor at Strategy has done, has more flexibility than the ETFs. So that's a very interesting question, but I don't have any insights for you that I could share. That would be an interesting thing to see, but I think that's a long journey to go, and I haven't heard any discussion around this so far.
But like on the serious note, definitely the overall policy for EDFs is getting better. So it just becomes easier right now to jump in this train because of the law, because of the regulatory standpoint, whereby it's like becoming way more clear. Like if you do this, if you like whether security or utility coin, how you can apply for that, and then how it's gonna work, whatever, whatever. And seeing like all this kind of pioneers with the EDFs. We're seeing now a bunch of filings on Solana and different like even I saw guys were doing this at Pudgy Penguins. They were filing for the EDF there. So it's like the local next way out from crypto like just to break through the consumer from the like inside the crypto world to the very much external liquidity, external users, which is pretty much a good case, especially if you talk about Ton, where you see a lot of users of Telegram are getting onboarded to Tone because they've previously been experiencing like how it is to type of interact with this product. So potentially it can give the huge shout out to community and as well as the good endorsement for the project overall to do so if the regulations are clear enough for it.
BMs, you have your hand raised. Let's go.
Yeah, so ETF issuers, approach exchanges like Nasdaq, New York Stock Exchange, with their product, which is the ETF. If the proposed ETF meets the standard, then it gets listed. So by approving, these generic listing standards, there's going to be a lot of capital that's going to flow into these assets. Um, James Seyfert, who's the ETF research analysis at Bloomberg Intelligence, he said on X, "This is the crypto ETF framework we've been waiting for." And he said, "Get ready for a wave of spot ETF launches in coming weeks and months." So I think this is bullish. It's a positive for U.S. investors, especially U.S. markets. Uh, yeah, it just makes it easier for them to invest. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, Ben, brother, if you have your hand raised for like accidentally, please lower it. But if you want to add something, please. Yeah, gotcha. So yeah, in terms of general movements in the market, we've seen whenever a lot of ETF volume has been involved, specifically for buying, we got BTC pumping, we got Ethereum pumping, and right now we're getting Solana pumping as well. Once again, eyeing ATH is just sniffing. It really feels like Solana is going there right now, and with it just happened in in the nick of the time. for these standardized ETF listings, this news struck just as I was preparing to this space with you guys, and yeah, it felt only fair to ask this question because yep, I guess lots of great altcoins, including Ton, are going to be getting these and generating real institutional demands. Once again, my personal belief is that for only meaningful altcoin ecosystems are out there, of which Ton is one for sure. Yeah, alrighty. If you guys have no additional like thoughts or whatever vision on what I was asking in the topics I suggested that we discuss, I suggest that we jump into the other topics on our today's agenda. Anyone? Yeah. All right. So speaking of the general direction of the market and it catching on fire right now, I would really like to go to our Tom brothers, Victor, Jacob. You decide who. Maybe you both, but in terms of the direction that Ton is taking on in this adoption path and you know its ecosystem being one of the most prominent ones on stage right now, where, as I was mentioning, we're getting big ecosystems, kind of finding their own um, stake, their own niche, if you will. We saw meme coins, we saw liquidity staking, we saw prediction markets. For Ton, we obviously get a very bullish integration for consumer crypto, which is Telegram, obviously. But it would be great right now in this, in the lead up to this bullish Q4, just the way we all feel right now. What is the path for foundation and for the community overall for Ton right now? Compared maybe or maybe isolated, just your personal vision for Ton and for its adoption direction.
Well, as you've mentioned, the integration with the Telegram opens a lot of doors, and there's a lot that happening. And the first one is the gaming, and I think you're all familiar with the Telegram mini apps, and there is hundreds of millions of people still using them every single month. And it's not just like simple games, but it's actually even very complex ones, such as Stone Battleground, which is basically a Call of Duty inside of your Telegram. Or maybe you're familiar with the game Doom from the past. There is also Doom inside of the Telegram as a mini app. But beside that, there's many mini apps such as markets for NFTs that also have millions of users. And it's very important to understand that this enables a whole seamless integration for various products, including DeFi, including marketplaces, including on ramps and off ramps, online shopping platforms, etc. And it's important to understand that here you see, everyone get used to the crypto only in the sense of a DeFi and a meme coin trading, but the crypto is truly much more than this. And if we want to see a day-to-day usage of the blockchain technology, it needs to be focused onto the retail and how they can interact with this. So that's why gaming inside of Telegram on Ton is very, very powerful avenue. That's why NFTs on Ton already for several months, I think 3, 4 months, the 24-hour volume of NFTs on Ton is second across all blockchains. And yet, no one is really talking on the timeline much about this. And why is it all happening? Because there is a massive user base that allowing this massive exposure to even take place. And one of the good recent examples is that the collection of the gifts, nearly 1 million of them, been sold out under 3 minutes, released by the Telegram NFT gifts, and this being a massive success. And by the way, in terms of the amount of people trading them or owning them, I also got the data. I just tweeted today. I will pin that to the top. But there's over 1.6 million people who own Telegram NFT gifts. There's over 400,000 people who traded them already. And this all in the 9 months, and with relatively speaking, very little exposure to the global crypto community from other ecosystems. And this is just a couple directions. And not to speak of the memes, but they also are part of this ecosystem and part of this culture, which is also very important. And as any other Telegram mini apps, meme pads are also mini apps. You can go directly to your Telegram right now and click on the search bar and type Bloom or type PocketFi, and you will find a couple great mini applications that you can use directly in your Telegram without the need to go to any third-party websites or anything. And you can start trading memes, launching memes, and see how the meme pads are functioning. They also may have some extra rewards for referrals, etc. So I suggest to check out because I'm not familiar with what currently they are running there, but this is a good example of what you can explore. And it's not just focused on a one single direction, but rather expansion for the consumer use cases and for the regular day-to-day basis as well. There is a lot of hackathons that we hosted around the globe, focusing on to development of very crucial protocols in the DeFi sector. And today we have a lot of great aggregators, etc., that have been developed coming out of our support programs. And they continue to develop, growing the TVL, hosting campaigns, growing their community, all those kind of things. So there is a lot of things that we're focusing on, and it's not always as easy as to say, oh, this direction. But in terms of the biggest win in the ecosystem out of the recent is the NFTs on ton. And it's happening because the collectible market is huge across all the world in all the regions. And it's not exception for Ton and Telegram. And I will pin for you the post from the Pavel Durov in terms of the sell out of the gifts in under 3 minutes. It's actually been 2 minutes 57 seconds, but yeah, Paul Durov tweeted that too, and that is something that never been seen in crypto before. That is absolute record. Impossible to beat for anyone else. And I think it's obvious the reasoning why is because Telegram got a 1 billion monthly active users, and people start noticing that those gifts selling for a lot of money. And the notable mention is that Plush Pepe is the fourth most expensive NFT collection across all chains. And people, when they see that, of course, they want to also give it a try, explore, understand how it works. And so that transitions in incredible amount of FOMO and the buying pressure when the new gift's coming out. But that's not the only one. We also been working at the NFT 2.0 standard and making it public now. Today, builders in the ecosystem need to implement it for NFT stickers that you may have seen. Because brands like Bored Apes, Azuki, Pudgy Penguins, Sappy Seals, Chimpers, etc., many others came in and launched their Telegram NFT stickers. And today, the builders focusing on implementing NFT 2.0, which is bringing them on chain and enforcing creators' royalties. And there is a lot more to come. I cannot announce it ahead of time, but there is abnormal amount of IPs that want to launch Telegram NFT stickers on Sun. And that is going to happen. And it's just going to take a little time. And as you can see, with the Fuse, there's been quite a amount of launches happening. And if you're probably not familiar with this Fuse, is the sticker store released by the Tom Foundation. And today we posted actually the piece of news that now you can enter the raffle for the stickers together with the Gamey. And if you don't know, Gamey is a part of Animoca Brand's ecosystem, and they've been building on Telegram gaming projects for many years already, and we've got a lot of users. You can go for their latest reports if you want to know the exact numbers, but yeah, that's a little bit of what's happening. And out of all the different directions and sectors, gaming across all the blockchains is the biggest on ton in terms of amount of people that playing the games. There is nothing that comes close to that. And in terms of NFTs, that's also been a big win for Ton and Telegram ecosystem. And you can go and check that via the Dune dashboards. And if you want to know more context of all the developments in the market, please check my pin post on my page. It has all the information, how to do the research, where to go, how to operate with the market, step-by-step guides, how to get started, all of it, all the data as well, and all the links for it.
That's actually dope stuff that you are tokenizing the in app and the in ecosystem items such as gifts, such as different kind of cards and stickers whatsoever, because not only you were guys able to start without the biggest problem that we have in the web3, which is the like, hey, you gotta bootstrap network somehow, right? So you were having this I would say, sustainability island whereby the users are already there and you just give them a good product. What I'm curious about is the psychology and the sentiment of all these people who are claiming, who are getting the piece of tokenized art, the piece of tokenized culture, right? Whether it's sticker, whether it's like some gifts or whatever, guys, you're having there. How would you say is like more in and out, like swing left, swing right, and then jump off, or is it like more type of get it, store in the backpack, maybe stake it if there is an opportunity, and just to see the better things coming in the future?
This is a great question, by the way. And I've observed this as a dynamic. But firstly, I want to say when we speak, for example, about Telegram NFT gifts, I believe 65% of all the wallets that traded them are the new wallets in Ton ecosystem. So this is a completely new users that came and joined Ton, either from the broader crypto or from the Web2 space, which is also massive. And we're talking like over 250,000 people that started trading them and never did that before on Ton, which is a lot. And then you see with Telegram NFT gifts, what's happening is that people start building beautiful collections with the same backgrounds, matching models, etc., and making very customizable and interesting setups. I can actually pin a post for you because I recently wrote about the collector's value and how people go about collecting gifts, what are they choosing to spotlight, how they're choosing to build their collections, etc. But the thing here is that many buy the gifts not for the flips, but they buy them just to build a beautiful collection and outlook of their profile, being a part of their identity, if you wish. And so, in regards to me, for example, personally, I like things on the orange background, love those symbol on the background. I
I
love the
can guess,
devilish
bro.
looking
I can guess,
gifts
bro.
with the fire models. And if you go to my Telegram, but with the same username, you will see my collection and you'll understand, oh, okay, that's what it means by like you have a complete freedom of what you want to collect. Some people like collecting things related to Pokemon, some to the famous IPs. Some people love collecting things that represent communities, for example, Uta or Resistance Dog. And there is truly a lot of variation because we're speaking of the market that has over 7 million NFTs currently and 1.6 million people that own them. And you can see from the perspective of how many people own it and how many trade it that it's different like 4 times. So only 25% of people that own the gifts are trading them, showing you that majority of people don't even care to go and sell them. They care to get them, to build their collections, to give them to friends, but not really minding to go on the market and paper hand them as of right now. And though a lot of traders that come in, they usually come in to acquire them rather than to sell them. And we've seen a lot of speculation and trading happening, of course. We've seen also a little downturn in the market after the like explosive growth in the gift sector. But once again, the community continues to expand and amount of holders and all the metrics in terms of trading only growing and growing. So it's great to see that this all happening organically. And it's a part of like something that the community at times even been uh, not blaming us for, but pointing out that we don't support it enough in like the gift market itself. But then, in my opinion, the fact that it's developing completely organically the way it is, with a community truly getting behind of it, is the best way it could go. Because then there is no, liquidity injection by the third party, but the community members who care to own them, trade them, and send them to friends. And the biggest hit for the NFTs came because you see people love gifting something to friends, and there is a couple amount of stories where you may know Gigi, Gianni Scarlett. Someone sent her a plush Pepe when they've been literally like worth nothing, $30, $50. The first time she discovered that she has it and that they worth something was in Dubai, and they've been at 1,500 floor. The second time she discovered, they've been at 15,000 floor. And she was like, yo, apparently I have one. Someone sent me as a gift. So that's the beauty of it, because not everyone even buying it or have an intention to sell or even minding. They just received a cool gift from their friend, their family, I don't know, their boyfriend or girlfriend. And this is a very powerful use case. And usually when someone having a birthday, I take a minute to buy a gift and send something to them. And they're very appreciative. And I think there's pretty big selection of what you could get and send to someone, or the ways you could go about building your collection. But if you want to see what some people built in terms of like having a beautiful grid or speaking to your brand, you could see the post that I just pinned to the top. It has a lot of context and examples.
That's beautiful, man, what you said, because chains and ecosystems and infrastructure is not just competing on the tech, it also competes on the culture. And you can't really reprogram the culture that is built in a weird way, that is not holding, that is not caring, there's no ownership mentality. And the fact that you said that more people kind of hold it for a future, they want to own it, they want to have their digital shelf really packed with something they love instead of just training in and out, swing left, swing right. And that brings me to the data set that is quite, I guess, important here to mention because StoneFi, our friends at StoneFi, they're doing DeFi, right? And with all these tokenized pieces of culture, all these tokenized items on Ton ecosystem, that brings in a massive amount of users that potentially can swap something for the different item. And that's the whole kind of thesis of DeFi, especially now in the Web3, whereby we're having seamless experiences. It's already built on top of Ton, so without like any kind of obstacles, people can do whatever they please with their assets. So just that web check-in with you guys at StoneFi, how do you, if you started to implement all this type of assets that are tokenized to your DeFi ecosystem, how does that work? Just give us a bit of heads up.
Yeah, also Tom Wallet integration, by the way, fired up. Pretty stoked to get that data set as well from you guys at Stonefy. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your first question, one of the great things with StonFi is the simplicity to create your own pool, add your token. Right, we are a DEX, so it's a decentralized exchange. Anyone can do it. So the simplicity there is quite awesome. So if you're a project needing to launch a token for your application, you have a utility model. DEXs are a great place to put to have other users place liquidity into the pools. It just adds more opportunities there. And regarding Wallet, we're super close with Wallet. We're like siblings, along with Ton Stakers, siblings of Ton. And some cool stuff we've done with them, like they've implemented our Omniston protocol. So basically, Omniston is the aggregator of aggregators. So think of like 1inch for Ethereum, Jupiter, what Jupiter is to Solana. That's what we're doing for Ton. And so Omniston is aggregating the different dexes on Ton, so you can get the best swap rate. And it does this through what's called like resolvers, utilizing a request for quote. So any aggregator, or what we like to call dark MMMs, can connect to the system and give quotes and support that aggregation, right? So it's unifying liquidity in Ton. And so for developers, you can just connect that and you're good to go. You don't have to integrate every DEX with your DeFi protocol you're building. So that's great. So right now, when you go to the self custodial part of Ton Wallet, which is the wallet integrated, in Ton, that's our swap function there, right? With Omnistone. And as you know, even Wallet did launch in the U.S. So think of that that big market now where they can see that they have access to Wallet on Telegram, which is really cool. And I know they are growing in the U.S. market from that, so it's quite exciting. The possibilities of expansion from there. They also recently too. You can now even our LP pool. So if you own a pool, if you have a pool, a pair on StoneFi, you can actually see it in Wallet now. So it's part of their earn button. So definitely check that out if you decide to use Ton Wallet and want to add to our pools to earn yield. You can be able to just view it there. And let me think, last but not least, we are doing a little fun campaign called Duet Challenge. If you check out our post on the 15th, you can you can give a prediction of how our partnership will go in the future, make it funny, and we're actually giving token reward giveaways. So for those Dajins there that want to get some extra tokens, to go check that out. But yeah, that's kind of like how our partnership is, and we're constantly working together to bring more usability and also bring more users into the Ton ecosystem.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So it's one thing to create this asset. The second thing is to make sure to put this asset into the work, which is pretty much DeFi layer and all this seamless experiences you are providing for Web3 users. As we are saying, on chain is a new online. And I assume here is also quite a bunch of work for Tom stakers who are just amplifying the whole ecosystem, like to be like on the same page, and also staking the assets for all those people who really want to play the long term game. Maybe you can give us, guys, some data sets. What do you see in the ecosystem happening, and what are you bullish about?
Always have been bullish on Tone. I have been part of it for more than 2 years, and it's such a beautiful ecosystem. And I really like the concept of understanding that it is the open network because literally you can do anything here. You can build, you can use DeFi, you can stake your Tone, you can enjoy everything at the same time in the past ever app in the world, which is Telegram. So, speaking of Tone stakers, we have been building a lot, but lately, TS Stone, a small hero, is actually very immersive, can be used in different DeFi protocols across Tone ecosystem, and even EVM projects too. So, lending, yield tokenization, DAX, name them all. You can use TS Stone across of them. So, yeah, quite interesting times. I think when we say early, we are actually very early because even though right now we can see how Bitcoin is slashing new use, your grandma calling us and saying, "Hey, what is a Bitcoin? How can I get one?" And you just simply use your wallet and Telegram and send it to her. Yes, the mass adoption is here. Yes, we're still early, and yet there is a lot of things to explore, and yet there is a lot of things to enjoy with DeFi on Tone.
I swear to God, my mom knows what altcoins are. That's beautiful. It seems I already mentioned that in our previous spaces, but yeah, that's true. That's true. And yeah, we all use Telegram, and obviously that's beautiful. And I'm getting this feeling from the Ton ecosystem. I would really like your guys's like thoughts on this. Obviously we got that integration with Telegram some time ago, a year and something ago, if I'm not mistaken. We got that educational app boom, we got T2E boom, we got a lot of people jumping into the ecosystem or already being inside Telegram and now using Ton. How is I'm mainly addressing this to you guys on the Ton side of things. Obviously you, Victor, Jacob, also Sunfly, Ton Stakers, you can also chip in. But how is this integration going so far? Evolving beyond the initial hype, and yeah, how inseparable is Ton right now from Telegram, if I may refer to it this way?
In terms of, by the way, an expansion, and that relates to the DeFi as well a lot because there has been a few campaigns in this regard, and Ethena's USD recently been launched on Ton. But the latest news has been the expansion in the US. This has been a very important market as well. And so what's interesting here and why I wanted to bring this up is because a lot of people that use Telegram and coming from the US before couldn't use Telegram's native Ton wallet that is implemented directly inside the app. Today they can, and it's been a month or two since it's been released to the public in the US as well. And with all the campaigns together with the Ton Stakers and StoneFi, Ethena, many other DeFi protocols, there's been quite amount of efforts put into expanding in this market as well. And what's interesting is that there is a lot of new protocols that have been developed as well around it, and a lot of new functions by the protocols that already been here for a long time. And as we've been talking to the StoneFi a minute ago, their feature Omnistone is actually a game changer for Ton ecosystem, in my opinion, and is also integrated inside of the Ton wallet, of course, onto the Telegram. It's integrated in many different places, and it's basically aggregating the best routes for you between the tokens in the ecosystem too. Ethan, if you want to take it over and share a little bit more insights onto the Omnistone with everyone, by the way, would be incredible too.
Yeah, sure. So So you might be familiar with some aggregators in the Ton ecosystem. So you have Swap Coffee, that's an aggregator. You got Titan, Rainbow Swap. So there's all these different aggregators, and what they do is they just connect to OmniSton and they compete over quotes. So if they show the best quote, we send them the volume, right? And this is also works with what I was mentioning about dark AMM. So these are, in a way, OTC providers that have their own internal pools. They can also jump in this and use arbitrage approaches to earn to as a model, but also get the best quote for the user. So think about when you're using Omniston, you could be swapping on any DEX. So what it does is it's unifying the whole TON ecosystem, which is pretty cool. And something I'd like to add too there, Victor, is the Telegram App Center is like a really cool store that allows you to check out all the DeFi protocols, GameFi, SocialFi, and it's there's a lot of users there. It's a really cool place. You can just find it, Telegram App Center, and that and part of Telegram mini apps is it's Ton based, right? So the mini apps you use are all Ton based, mandatory to be Ton based. So for sure, definitely check out that app store. You can find out all the cool stuff going on, Tom.
Awesome, guys. By the way, in terms of other chains building mini apps, are we cool with that, or is it a no? Just a joke in a joking way, not meaning it seriously, but still.
By the way, I pinned to the top the page of the Telegram App Center. In case you're curious where to find them, they should have a link in their bio.
Trench is whispering also, by the way, your guys cooking something with Solana. Maybe you want to shed some light on this because, people are quite excited.
BMS, you got a hand up?
He's cooking something with
Yep.
Solana, bro. You wanna buy you wanna buy the bag of Solana? Let's
Solana,
go,
bro.
let's go.
Bring it on.
Before it got EDF,
Nah, bro.
let's go.
Hey, I spent my last Solana bag minting some ducks on Magic Eden recently, supporting my friend who has a project out. He's got a bunch of ducks in real life, so he get. But yeah, that's besides the points. I was gonna ask, what are some NFT communities on Ton, and also like, community. Where can I? What's the wallet that you store NFTs for Ton? Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, well, go to your Telegram directly, search for wallet in the search bar, and it's the one with a blue check mark. And perfect, you can get started. If you want non-custodial solution, there is Tonekeeper. And in terms of NFT communities, there is many different ones, and a lot of Telegram NFT gift communities also form their own holders chats. The good examples would be, by the way, also inside of the thread, you can find more information. I've been pinning to the top. But a good example would be Plush Pepe holders chat. There is the one for Scared Cats. The one was created for the Toy Bears, Kissed Frogs. There is also NFT communities from more traditional sense too. The NFT stickers that have been released on the NFT 2.0. For example, the Resistance Dog community been implementing also token gated channels. There's a lot. And for majority of the stickers, actually, including Board Ape, PH Club, Sappy Seals, etc., they also have their communities for holders, token gated ones. And I'm actually in many. I think one of the most active is the Sappy Seals Telegram NFT stickers on Ton. The guy has been literally raiding the hell out of X. And if I'm not mistaken, is one of the most expensive sticker packs right now too. But this is a few amount of examples. It truly depends what a part of community you want to be, and then what is your access point. Because Flash Peppers, for example, at a floor price of $16,000, $17,000, inaccessible for a lot of people. Similar thing with the CryptoPunks, right? But then there are communities of, for example, as I mentioned, Scare Cats, and they are the floor price of, let's say, 50 ton. And there is the communities inside of the NFT stickers and all the different brands that release them. And maybe you like being a part of the Bored Ape community and you want to experience also what they have here on Telegram and Ton, and you can join their community for holders there as well. So it's truly depend on what part you're exploring firstly, what type of NFTs you're looking at, gifts, stickers, and then what is the amount of money that you have that you want to spend, let's say, on getting them. Because I mean, if you have $100, it's different from having, let's say, $20,000. It's just not the same assets that you can afford to yourself. But if you just want to give it a try, this is a couple of communities that I've mentioned and relatively not too expensive to join. Of course, always do your own research and your own financial decisions and everything, but please read through the thread that I've pinned to the top that speaks about Telegram NFT gifts on Ton. There are several ways to look at them. There I share a couple of those communities. And from there, if you even just get to chat to the people, they'll tell you about all others as well and will point you toward the right directions.
And there's some really cool early stage projects right now in that whole sector. So like call them Telegram gift aggregators that are aggregating the market. I thought your Swap Coffee has one, so you can aggregate
Yeah,
gifts.
Thermos.
Yeah,
It's
Thermos.
amazing, by
Yeah,
the way. I've been using it a lot. Thank you for mentioning this. It's
and
like it's basically bringing from like all the markets in one
mhm.
single place, simplifying a lot.
Yeah, and also definitely check out Swift Gifts at Swift Gifts. That mini app, they're also a pretty good gift aggregator as well. And if you know, if you go to Storm Trade for perpetual trading, you'll see they have a index called S Gifts. That's analytics done by another project called Gift Assets, and so it basically is the index of the value of the whole gift market put as a price. And I know people are actually working to launch that as
Not the entire one, but I
uh,
think like the top set of collections, there's top
oh
10 or top
top 10,
25 or something
something
like
like
this.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Okay. Good point. Good job of clarifying that. But yeah, stuff like that. So which is kind of cool. I wanted to bring up.
yes, the gift index, by the way, that you mentioned, just been hitting all-time high. I've just seen today. And yes, if it wasn't only the top collections, it would be at around the previous all-time high. But here is like yeah, it's quite a big spike, I'd say, and it's led by the major collections such as Splash Peppers, Durov's Caps, Heart Lockets, and several others that been pretty big already. But yes, this is another way for the traders, people that just love trading, not necessarily NFTs, but maybe inside of the market. There's options, and Gift Index is a great innovation that recently happened.
Are there, by the way, any like prediction markets that are pretty much crushing it on Ton?
There's actually a few, and they had millions of users. Is depending what exactly type of prediction market you're looking for. The one where you can put the prediction with Ton and USDT. The one where you can put the predictions for free and you're accumulating points because they're planning to do the airdrop in the future. There's been a few of those. One
The
is
ones where I
Buzzit.
can put all my money on the table and gamble it away by saying the wrong
I
answer.
actually would
Been a rate cuts.
I'd need to
That's my
look
best.
into to tell you the names. Let me check real quick if Buzzet has added the option as well, and I'll tell you in a
Are you
minute.
referring to like perpetual trading or?
Yeah, prediction
No,
protocol is where we can put yes
prediction
or
Oh,
no for
markets.
prediction
different
markets like Polyton. Okay,
future
gotcha.
outcomes.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Because I'm the best like at predicting future in the wrong way, so I potentially can make a fortune out of this. Just show me the
I
link.
have this, if I may, but I have this general feeling like Telegram, with the help of time, could um, turn into the free worlds like WeChat. Don't get me wrong, but we are getting everything in terms of mini apps right now, and evolving prediction markets or PMs, stablecoin infra, everything that's right now is in the meta. Bringing it to Ton and scaling it just feels like a no-brainer. But yeah, Victor, if you got something for Vlad's question, let's bring it on.
Need to do a little research and ask the community here and there, but I'm looking at something.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me while you are looking, and let's move on from here bit. Let me pass the mic to Don, who's raising his hand for quite a while right now. Don, what's your input? What's your question?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Um, I had no idea that the ton NFT space was so diverse. I mean, looking at the number of users, looking at the number of projects and how good they've been doing. I mean, I've dabbled into a couple of gaming projects on Ton, but never NFT projects. So I guess my question to Victor would be, what would be the main determining factor, right, for like a normie when you want to decide what NFT projects to go for? Because personally, when selecting NFT projects on Solana, for example, um, I usually look at several factors. Like some have good communities, some give you different accesses to, you know, alpha groups and whatever, and some you just hold them for the artwork, you know. So I guess my question would be, what would be the determining factor for like a new user on Ton or Telegram NFT marketplaces? So what would be like the determining factor? What should I look out for?
And
Should I just,
that's a great question.
just search? Yeah.
So, you see, it really depends what you're personally looking for. So, I'd start with a couple questions. And the thread that I pinned to the top, once again, addressing those points and those questions that you've mentioned, which is there are several ways to look at the Telegram NFT gifts, and is the second pin post from the latest ones at the top. And if you look through, I also wrote that it truly depends what you want to do. You want to build a beautiful collection grid? Do you want to flex on your friends in the chat? Do you want to speculate on the value to flip them? Do you want to use them in games? Do you want to be a part of the community, an active chat with rates, etc.? Do you want to just give it a try? Or do you want to collect a rare IPs, let's say? So all of those are important questions. And then also, what is the preferred budget? But when people come in and they want to experience Telegram NFT gifts often from the ground zero. So a lot of people actually want to initially mint them when Telegram releasing them, then they want to upgrade them, and then they want to also learn how to trade them, etc. That is often the case. But for most people that came in and let's say there is no drop happening for a long time, they go to the market, explore something. They usually start with things that speak to themselves. Um, so it truly depends, and I would ask you a question. What do you like? Do you like, let's say, devilish looking gifts? Do you like maybe a Deadpool models? Maybe you like Pokemon? So depending on your wants and needs, right? Because I don't know, we're different people. For example, I like devilish looking one. You may like Pokemons, and it's totally fine. But what I'm saying, that would be then your basis of research, and would be looking into those traits and models, while I will be looking for something devilish looking like, or the UTE community, which is a very powerful community in our ecosystem. They like the UTE inspired gift models, and there is a lot in a lot of different collections. And the most notable, I think, is the UTE sign ring, which now is going for a lot of money. But if you're looking for a flip potential, you would be looking at it differently from building a beautiful grid or collecting gifts that you like. You would be looking for something that has a resale value, right? And so for that, like some of the highest floor prices is usually commonly black backgrounds, golden models, black and white models on the black backgrounds. It is rare IPs and plush Pepe inspired models. And then the community base, such as Resistance Doc or Uta, is a good example as well. And then if you go and check, for example, the floor prices for the models, even for the new released gifts. And inside the thread, I also spoke about this a little bit, so you could go through and find a bit more information. Um, but it will truly depend at what you personally like to explore. I also look for the good matches between background color, model color, and symbol on the background. So you see, it's not that there is a one definitive answer, but it's like, where do you land and what do you want to explore? Do you want to just give it a try? Do you want to utilize your NFT gift as an in-game assets, or you want to just be a part of the community of the strongest holders at the most expensive NFT, the same as being a part of community at the CryptoPunks, right? And they do share some insights in there. They are constantly talking on a daily basis. They are discussing the floor price, new listings, etc. And it really depends what part of the discussion you want to be at. And in terms of doing the research, you also need to take in consideration what is the supply of the collection, then what is the market cap, then you need to see the floor prices for different models. And when we speak of the floor prices for different models, for example, the sign ring, as I mentioned, the floor price is 26 ton, and the sign ring with UTA is 525 ton. So at some point, they all were at the floor. That's what I'm trying to say. And you had an opportunity to get them if you wish. And it's the same with the Pepe inspired trade. So when the new collection become upgradable and tradable in the market, people usually go for those famous IPs, communities they know, for Pepe inspired gifts. And they usually just cost more expensive as a models on the floor than others. Similar with the, let's say, Bored Ape Yash Club NFT collection, where the Golden Ape sells for higher than the floor price is a similar thing here. And you can see the pattern and consistency between them. And sometimes just a cool model may be the reason why it costs a lot. And in terms of this new collection, Jolly Chimps, and by the way, the massive supply, 100,000 NFTs, Labubu model, Labubon or something like this, is the most expensive, nearly 100 ton, while the floor price is like 6 or 7. So what I'm trying to say is, I mean, you all know Labubu, so if you've been there at the time where they became tradable and took advantage of it, you'd be probably doing okay. But
Not
I
the
can't tell
Labubus.
you what you should do. You should do the research and understand. Oh, look, there is a Labubu. Probably people will recognize it, and that's your speculation. I don't know if that's going to be 100% accurate, but you can keep an eye on the patterns and consistency because it somewhat reflects.
Awesome, and Snoop Dogg's gift collection was kind of sick as well.
Oh, by the
So
way, I've got a lot of this. I think the most successful of the ones that he dropped was the Lowrider car. I think that's the best art out of 5 that he released.
yeah,
And I've got the one with the Road 8, which is featuring his Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT in it. So it's like, and it is one of the most expensive models, just as I explained. And at some point, they've been nearly at the floor. And of course, I took advantage of it for myself just to buy one. I mean, what a community lead would I be if I didn't do it?
yeah. Let me, Don, are you requesting the mic once again, or is it just yeah,
Yeah,
yeah?
um,
Go for it. Go
yeah.
for
I
it.
just have two very short follow-up questions for Victor. So, I think the first question would be: is there like an aggregator where I can see, the top performing ton NFT projects in the last
Yes,
week?
so there is
On?
a few ways to go about this. First one, you can go to the Get Gems on-chain marketplace, and it will show you the collections by the week, by the day, by the volume, the floor price change, and everything. That's just as a marketplace, a very easy starting point. Then there are aggregators for gifts and stickers, such as mentioned before by Ethan at the Stonefight, Thermos, by the Swap Coffee team, and it's aggregating from all the markets, stickers and gifts. And so you can see everything in one place very comfortably. And another one is Swift Gifts. And of course, I do mention those applications inside of the threads. But in case you don't know where to look for them, just go to your Telegram and type in the search bar Thermos, like you would type Thermos, because that's the name of the app, or Swift Gifts, and you will find where to go. Or if you need to learn how to find them, it's inside the thread, how to do DYOR, and you will stumble upon if you read my pin post. It's at the bottom there, but you will see all the tools to use, the gift aggregators, and for the stickers as well. Thermos aggregating stickers as well from all the markets too, so you can see the floor price across the market. What is it like, and how many are listed?
So off top of your mind right now, can you list like top three NFT collections that are on X building right now, that I can follow and just see what they
There
got going
is,
on?
I wouldn't say that any of them really have X pages,
Where?
because they have Telegram communities. But yeah, there is one page on X that you could pay attention to is Plush Pepper Sales. Basically, is automated page that is just tweeting all the sales of Plush Peppers that are happening anytime that they are happening. But in terms of building community on X, why Telegram and Ton community would come here if they are native to Telegram? It's like they don't necessarily come over to X. And the top three collections out of the Telegram NFT gift, and I think it's the top three NFT collections on Ton in general, is Plush Peppers, 16, 17,000 floor. It is Heart Lockets, several thousands as well, and Durov's caps. So those three are the most expensive ones. And the reason for that is the small supply, first of all, and then good art. So Plush Pepper's supply is 2,823. Art Lockets is less than 2,000. And Duras Caps is almost 5,000, if I'm not mistaken. But those are three most expensive collections. And Plush Peppers do have a holders chat. I'm not sure about other two because I haven't really explored if they created them or not. But Plush Pepper is one of the best communities that I'm a part of.
So I did just check out Plush Pepe, and I'm gonna pin a post up top from the sales spot. I do see a bunch of sales in the last 24 hours, and 5 hours ago, there's this one that sold for $24,420. I like how it ended with 420 though. And then there's another
Yo,
one that ended
beautiful one.
7 minutes ago for 15 grand, fam. So yeah, they are out there cooking. So let's get it.
Victor, so how about like the undervalued ones currently, the ones that are still at $30 going to 54K?
Yeah, good question, Don. Good question. Look, if I knew, I'd go right now and deploy $10,000 worth of capital, and maybe I have. No, I'm joking. But on the serious note, really, truly up to the community. And there is at times happening all this sort of activities by the marketplaces that you're hosting. And the recent one was Portals. Which is the biggest NFT gift marketplace by the volume for already several months too, and they launched the contest for the mini Oscar, and they went more than 100% up in 24 hours. So at times you just need to pay attention. You need to be attentive to what the builder is doing, what marketplace is doing, but in terms of being undervalued, I would suggest to look at the difference between the market cap of a collection and the supply that they have. Because me and Gio another day on the stream, we've been talking about this for a minute, but there is a collection of electric skulls, for example, and they've been released a long time ago. And the thing here is that they have a supply of less than 10,000, but their market cap is not even in the top 20, I believe. I think it's much smaller, but though the supply is one of the smallest. And so you at time can find those collections before people start realizing, oh, look, there is another cool collection with a low supply that no one is talking about. There are those. And I would suggest going to the application to take a look, gift chart. And I've shared this too in the how to do your own research thread. You can find the link to the application, and they have a beautiful grid of the changes for the market cap throughout, for example, all time or the last month. And you can see what are the biggest winners, and you can see where, in terms of market cap, are other gifts, and then check their supply and figure out if you can find something really undervalued. But I can tell you that there are a few collections with such a disconnect because the market cap of a collection of Jolly Chimps, for example, which is 100,000 NFTs, is bigger than the market cap of the electric skulls with under 10,000 NFTs. And in terms of the floor price, they're not expensive right now, but if they'd have the market cap of what Jolly Chimps have, like what the price would be then. And so I look at those things this way very often, but yeah, you should do a little bit research into it because there is over 110 collections at this point, and some of them have a supply of 600,000 NFTs. So, it's like I just can't tell you the best out of 7 million NFTs, but you definitely can find something interesting if you look through.
Awesome. It feels like, there is this narrative of NFTs making a comeback. Considering the amount of, tokenization of IP that's happening on Telegram via like facilitated, excuse me, with Ton. It's just it only makes sense that this comeback is happening, and yeah, always on the lookout for the greatest IPs, and if it's at the tips of my fingers, the way it is in Telegram, once again with the help of Tom, that's beautiful. Yeah, before we wrap it up, this it's so far has been a beautiful convo, and yeah, especially like you guys specializing in IPs and collectibles and those gifts that are NFTs right now. It's beautiful to actually put Ton into the broader conversation of maybe our spaces as well. It's about time. It's about time. Really bullish on what Ton is going to be looking like, throughout Q4 and throughout this bullish wave that we are all waiting for. But yeah, it's great to be updated on gifts, specifically in collectibles and the whole, this IP kind of feature of the current, if evolution of tone. That's great. And I would like us to wrap it up on the talk about, like, maybe um, we can give it this nice conclusion with UX and adoption. Actually, I kind of you know uh, dove into this adoption thing at the outset of the space, but yeah, right now we are talking about simplifying UX. We're talking about like Telegram is now allowing people to just DM crypto. It feels like we are kicking traditional bank cards or payment apps out of the market with all the just P2P stuff that, for example, once again, Telegram slash Ton are doing. We're seeing PayPal announcing that their new P2P platform will be like crypto powered. So it really feels like we are talking about who's gonna be the first to dumb it down, if you will, for just normies, normal people. There is nothing wrong with being just a normal person wanting to, press a button and being able to transact and access something. It's only human. I'm never touching anything that's like beyond 2 clicks because I don't have time in this crazy world for this, and it feels like this race for, across ecosystems, maybe including Tom, but I really would like to get your guys' input on this one. There's this race for making everything simpler, and with Tom's Telegram, integration, it feels like it's really gives it this advantage of just making things simpler first and making it accessible second. Once again, with this integration of just DMing crypto right now, DMing funds, it's great. So to give it this kind of um, you know to shape my question to you guys, to shape up this topic a little bit, how is UX looking and evolving right now on Ton slash Telegram? Because it's kind of this symbiosis, this beautiful symbiosis that's going on. Yeah, I guess I'm coming to you, Victor, right now. Also Jacob, but yeah, what would be your data sets on UX right now for us?
Yeah, well, the UX experience inside of the Telegram is pretty sleek. And if you never integrated or interacted with any Telegram mini apps, I just suggest you give it a try. We have here StoneFi, for example, and Tone Stakers. StoneFi is a great example. They have their Telegram mini app as well, of course, with all the features available. And then Tone Wallet directly implemented in Telegram. You can try those marketplaces as Portals, Major, Tonal, etc. There's many of them, and you will see the experience. But the design is pretty sleek, and it also comes down to the choice of the builders, how they choose to go about this. And I think the smoother the design the builders choose to make, the more audience they attract. And that's been a very definitive factor between, for example, Tonal and Portals, because they double down on their efforts making a sleek, comfortable design for users. Tonal went more simplistic way, and I also think maybe with the time he will do more adjustments too. But what I'm saying is that this simplicity and the fact that it's embedded inside of the Telegram and is allowing you to have a very different level of UX and UI experience with crypto that you never experienced before, because you probably very accustomed to go to the random portals, websites, and see how they're functioning with a lot of places to click. When you're opening a mini app, it's just like a mini game. Everything is here. You see clearly where do you need to click, and depending on the design that builders choose, you will have a variety. But I strongly suggest you to give a try to the StoneFi to see how it could be done and how simple the decks could look like for the regular day-to-day consumer who may be completely not familiar with crypto before.
And I'd like to get a shout out to. I also like. There's another wallet called Keeper. So if you are more liking having a native app on your phone, I would definitely check out Keeper. It's like a smart wallet as well. It has also our swap function there. But that's like the direction with UX too, is like doing all your DeFi, doing your right on the wallet itself. And I know other chains are going that direction, but the UX and the speed with the wallets, like especially with Keeper for that, is quite excellent too. So definitely check that out as well.
Yes, and Tonekeeper has approximately about 80 million users right now. It's one of the largest wallets in crypto, actually.
Makes sense. Their UX is awesome. But yeah, and they have like a battery that you can charge where everything's gasless. They have a lot of cool functionality. Definitely check them out.
Yeah, awesome, guys. And our brothers from KOL Syndicate, if you have any questions regarding right now regarding UX and what the guys just
I wanted
shared.
actually to double click on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
UI
yes.
and UX and all these things because we've been talking a lot about like, hey, we need a better UI, we need a better UX. I like remember these talks being like pretty much starting from 2000, like early 20s, and all the way up until very now. So I think that infrastructure is not the kind of obstacle anymore because you can develop pretty much everything you want. Now we got this ecosystems with a huge toolkits that you can grab and very very fast develop your app, develop the user experience that won't be cutting your conversion rate down into the bottom. So this is not going to be, I would say, the excuse anymore to say, we have failed to deliver a good app with a sustainable user base without a huge churn that is not like one cycle play because we haven't got the infrastructure there yet. I really believe, and I see like in the trenches that all these ecosystems are building. I don't believe actually in these very like broad and I would say generic blockchains, generic infrastructure, because you see it now being like cut for the specific use cases, DeFi, GameFi. Some things are built for the consumer app, some things are built for the RWAs and whatsoever. So my whole point here is whatever you are building right now, if you are on the task, and that's the main task, by the way, to bring in more consumers, you just choose the suitable chain for you that actually provides a sweet toolkit that is enabling your application, that is enabling your protocol to work really well and ensure the smoothest customer journey map to the user, because that eventually is going to predict whether you're making money or not, and that's going to predict your future. Because in the future, I believe it started even now that revenue is a new meta. So you actually you're either showing some cases, you're either showing some things on chain, you're showing some fees, you're showing some revenues, you're showing some actual activity and the usage of your app, or you just fade away as all these meme coins we saw like when the meme coin euphoria really started. So the tech is really there. Now it comes down to the A culture, B the perseverance of the builders, like how badly you really want to make it happen, how committed you are, how dedicated you are in your team also on the way to like shape the future of the internet. This is pretty much what Web3 stands for. And then the third of all is the support from all these ecosystems by advising builders, by giving them the access to the capital if they're building something worthwhile, as well as the overall exposure to the user base. Because these hubs, like Tom guys are building, that's amazing. Because like imagine you're trying to go for a war just yourself. I understand all these hero type of archetypes. You can even one crush the thousands of the men in front of you, but hey, like going for a war like with the stack with the pack of wolves is way better and more effective than just doing this yourself. And that's why all these islands, all these ecosystems are built to help you to build like the future of the internet, to shape it to the better way, than to give the actual experience to users and what they can pay for. So I mean, now if you have a good idea, there is not any excuse that should be stopping you from building things that you are actually bullish on. And yeah, kudos to guys from Ton, kudos to Victor, kudos to anyone who was here on the stage today. A lot of alpha, a lot of you guys. We also appreciate you all who came to the space, who spent this sweet evening hours. For some of you is morning, for some of you is noon, wherever you guys are joining from the world. Kudos to you. We really respect you all who tuned in and listened to what we got to say. And also kudos to the whole lineup of speakers. Just don't forget to drop them a follow, because these guys are badasses in what they do when it comes to DeFi, the Web3, crypto overall. We got a lot of things today. Me personally, I learned some stuff about the diverse culture of Ton, which you guys there up and running, like NFTs, the whole tokenization, and a bunch of stuff that is related to the in-app assets like stickers, like gifts. That all makes sense because we believe that the future is going to be tokenized, and whatever presents any value right now, whether it's culture, asset, or different forms of like items, should be put on chain and become eventually tokenized. That's pretty good to be empowered by the builders like you guys. And if you have any like ending words, if you want to, show some stuff about your prep up here, just unmute yourself and go for it.
Yeah, I wanted to say one last thing before we go is that I also been at the top a good examples of UI and UX of the Tone wallet, for example, how that works. So if you want to just take a look without going and exploring yourself, even though I highly encourage you to, take a look at those videos that will show you just a little bit of context. But the best way to get started is to truly give it a try. And I can write thousands of guides. You can read all the best researches and stuff. But it's as simple as going to your Telegram, searching for wallet or for App Center, and getting yourself started with interacting with DeFi, games, NFTs, whatever you truly like and enjoy the most. And all of it is accessible to you with a single app experience as well. But that's it. Thank you guys for having us. It's been a big pleasure.
Bang, bang, bang,
And see you
bang.
later.
Thank you,
And
bro. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes,
I pro-
Tonfi, go for it.
Yeah, I promised the team. For those who are going to go to Token 2049, we're hosting an event called Ton Gather. So this will be a Ton side event, October 3rd. I will make sure to post the link, and I hope in the chat. And I hope a bunch of you guys decide to come. I'll be there. Many others will too. So I hope to see you guys in person too.
Yeah, beautiful gathering, man. Like once again, I'm just reminding you guys to follow all these accounts here on stage right now to not miss out on any of the potential huge value bombs they're gonna be dropping soon as it comes to their announcements, product building, development in real life gathering, and all this and a bunch of quite exciting stuff as well on top. And at this point of time, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next Thursday, we're gonna run the show once again because we're doing this weekly. And yeah, at the same time, same alpha, same culture, same sentiment. We are bullish, we are rolling, we are up and to the right, and nothing is gonna stop this very huge spirit of building because we know why we are doing this for. And the one who knows why is it for isn't gonna be stopped by any of the obstacle on the way. So thank you so much, guys, once again. Cheers.
Yeah.